afternoon and welcome to Spotlight 2 of the forum today, where we will speak on the inclusion of marginalized communities. My name is Reane Herwig. I'm a policy advisor in the Eastern Europe department of the Pratite Foundation, and I will be your moderator for this session. Next to me, I have Usame Zukorlic. He's minister in Serbia, and they're in charge of reconciliation, regional cooperation, and social stability. He holds a degree in law and degrees in pedagogy and communication from the Faculty of Islamic Studies, as well as a master's degree in economics from the University of Novi Pazar. And he is founder of the Development Educational Society, RED. From the local level, we will go to a more national level, and I'd like to ask Usame, you as a minister that works on the one hand on social stability, but also on the topic of reconciliation.
Thank you for inviting me. Just to introduce a little bit of what I work. I need to speak not just as an official of Serbian government, or also as a president of Justice and Reconciliation Party, because we had a quite important job about including ethnic marginalized groups as Roma, Ashkali, and other people in Serbia. It's not something you will see common that name of party will be similar to name of my office. I am Minister of Reconciliation, Regional Cooperation, and Justice Stability, and Social Stability. And these three things are very related to Berlin process, what Berlin process want to achieve. So that's why it's, for me personally, and I think it is very important for Serbia, as a Bosniak, I am Bosniak nationality, Muslim, contributing for this very important process. We're living in Balkans. It's very interesting that 30 years ago, Yugoslavia was, the West Balkans was without borders, and we exchanged with the European Union. European Union expelled borders, and we reside borders between us in Western Balkans. It's supposed to be that I speak about reconciliation tomorrow, but unfortunately, because extraordinary circumstances, I need to leave tonight, but that's why I want to apologize. But also, it is very interesting to listen about case of marginalized groups from experts, and I am very happy that I have, for the first time, have the opportunity to speak in these cases. It's very related what our office also responsible. Social stability is very related to case of Roma and similar communities. About Roma, Ashkali, Egyptian people, they have very long history of exclusion. And that affects the situation today about education, employment, about their roles in politics and environment and situation around them. That's why we need to help in different ways to empower them. I will give some example how my role was in that way, because we started as a Bosniak minority party, but in one moment when we realized that there is other minority groups who share the problems and the goals with us, we changed the name of party and give the opportunity for others to use our instruments to fight for their goals and the justice. The result today is that Roma department in place Bujanovac in south of Serbia, where Serbs and Albanians live half-half. They today came to government power and have director of touristic organization and used our instruments and resolved a lot of local problems, the roads, the infrastructure problems, and other things. The other way, in Serbia, it's not easy to deal with these issues because the situation between the communities, marginalized ethnic communities, it is not how we say simple at all, because you have Roma, and you have Ashkalis, and you have Egyptians, and you have similarities and differences between them, and especially in Serbia, half of them are Christians, half of them are Muslims, and sometimes when you empower one of these groups, that's not in the same time you don't empower all these groups, so you need to put attention on all these groups if you want to resolve problems among all of them.
So if I understand correctly there, you also say an advocate for recognizing that there is not one homogeneous community, but that we need to also see differences and see who we can support in which way.
It's very important to be aware of these differences among these communities. And let me conclude. It is very important why I mentioned Muslims, because we have in the last time in this year in Serbia, the case of terrorism came to topic because we had one attempt of terrorist attack. And when you study these processes and these problems, you see that among Roma people, Muslim Roma people, they are vulnerable to be used from terrorist groups, to be recruited from terrorist groups. So this is something also we need to put attention and work with them, because they need to have right for religion express and mosques and their needs. And it is very important to institutionalize these rights, to have institution of Islamic community who will take care of them and take responsibility and have them in the head of communities to take responsibilities for their people. It's something very important, so I want to emphasize that.
Don't see that there, so then I will continue with my questions, and I wanted also ask back to you again, Usame, like on the question of the states level and cooperation possibility. Do you have an idea what else could be on a regional level? What could be a forum or an idea to work better on the question of inclusion of marginalized groups?
As someone who, in the same time, demanding from stronger, as a member of minority who demanding from the majority rights, and the same time as an official who gives some rights to minorities, I want to say that I see these things from other perspective than my colleagues, because they see from their point of view, and when you come to place where you can do something, the point of view is different. Even in the local government, also in the national government. As I said, in these days, and I will use this place to make a call, we have a call for application for applications for the program of social stability in Serbia. And I hope that many civil society organizations will apply and help us to work on main cases in the field of social stability in Serbia. Where I see the main challenge about ethnic marginalized groups is the field of education, of course. And it is the most important field where we need to put the most attention and help, because it is the backbone of resolving, in the long time, resolving the problems. Because look, if we want to have the percentage representation of national minorities in public institutions, the condition is to have educated people to be in those rules, like police, like courts, like other main hospital, schools, other main public institutions. So if you don't have educated people, you can't recruit them to work in public places. And if you want to have a social stability, it is very important. Like, look, Balkans is was and maybe is unstable place, and it is very important to have policemen from Roma people, to have other public officials from Roma and other community people, and especially where you need to have a trust. But to achieve this, the main thing is education. And we need to put efforts and to find ways. It's very hard. It is not an easy job at all, but it's the most, from my point of view, and I think the colleagues will share this thing. We need to find ways to encourage, empower, and educate ethnic marginalized groups, to have them strong and to have them responsible to do the main jobs in our communities.
Thank you very much. So also again, support for better inclusion also into education, but also supporting people from the different marginalized communities to come into positions within the state, within municipalities, within police. So also to have people that are a big part of society, of course, also in all the positions of society. You want to have a short a short reaction on this. We still have
Reply.
time for before I will ask my last question. Please, Nadia.
Yeah, thank you. I just want just shortly to react on what Mr. Zukorlic said. I totally agree that we really need to have positions for minorities, for disadvantaged groups in the all institutions, governments, and so on. But I would say here that the key is not education. I mean, we have already invested in education and we have highly educated people, but they remain at the low-paid jobs. And they cannot enter to high-paid jobs, and especially not in public institutions and in decision-making processes because of the political unwillingness. And I would say here that the key is actually political participation so that this could unlock the doors to get to the higher positions of disadvantaged groups to be in the decision-making processes. So this was my only point.
Can you reply?
Yeah, thank you very much for opening up this other
Debate.
perspective. A very short reply, and then we will have the last closing of the panel.
I mainly agree with colleague Nadira, but I will remain with the statement that education is the most important things. We don't need just some percentage of educated people. We need to educate all ethnic marginalized group people, and from them, when they educated, will rose better politicians and better officials who will be able to resolve bigger problems. So this is my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So different opinions, but with a similar goal, bringing
Yes,
more
yes.
people into key positions.